All right, Allmark. Now, I set you a target of 48 league goals last season, and how many did you get? That's right, 47. Famously, not 48. Now, at this club, we reach our targets, and there's no excuses. Unless it's me, in which case it's the player's fault. So enjoy your summer in the Apgara suite, and have a think about how you can reach your targets next season, alright? Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome to the Summer Transfer Special as we head from Season 10 into Season 11 on the Impossible Dream as we look to win the Champions League with Bala Town. And I'll tell you what, I will stop the summer now, skip it all, if I knew that at the end of it we would still have Big Mac and we would still have Tommy Williamson in our squad. I am terrified this summer the board is going to destroy our team accepting bids for players we do not want to sell. You can see here the team, the team of the first 10 years of the save. So while you have a quick look at that, I do just need to quickly thank a brand new Patreon supporter of mine, Citizen Nev. Thank you so much, mate. It is so greatly appreciated. There is a link down in the description if anybody else is able to support the channel, myself and the channel on Patreon. It's not expected, as I always say. Just keep watching those ads for me. That's more than enough. But yeah, massive thank you, mate. Greatly appreciated. And of course, the rest of my Patreon supporters as well. It really is very helpful. So that's the team of the decade, I guess. There's no real surprises there, I don't think. Maybe James Waite still hanging in there, but that's about it, I'd say. I think Sears, as much as we don't like him anymore, was a really good right back for us. Connolly was a star. Burke at left back is probably fair enough for longevity as much as anything else. Reece Williams and KDH at the back, they haven't been our best two centre-backs, but they've certainly never let us down, really, have they? So yeah, I think that's all just about fair enough. What do we want to do this summer? Like I say, basically, I just want to try and keep this squad together as much as possible. If we can go and have a look at the players who are wanted, Yamaguchi is wanted by some big-ish clubs. We should be able to see them off. 14 clubs want Vukovic. The big two, though, it's Big Mac and it's Tommy Williamson. We can't replace them. Not immediately anyway. Anybody else in the squad, I think we could probably just about replace. Maybe not exactly like for like. I'd be tempted to sell Norrington Davies if we got a good bid in for him. He's 30 now. But yeah, that's my main concern, is just trying to keep the squad together for the most part. Lolo's getting some interest as well. I'm terrified. I'm absolutely terrified coming into this summer. But let's get the show on the road. We'll be back when we have something to update you on. Okay, we have some end-of-season stuff here for the Welsh League. Allmark has sent a new league record for highest average rating, 8.33. He is going to set high water marks that I don't think will be broken in the Welsh League for a long time. He also set the record for most goals in the season. For most man of the match in the season. What he didn't do, of course, was break the goal of the season record. We have been apparently linked with the Arsenal job, which is what that question was about. But unsurprisingly, Allmark wins the Welsh League Player of the Season. He hasn't won that every year, I don't think. No, so in fact, Wade has won it in between his three winnings. But Wade, of course, is coming to join us this summer. So we will have the two best strikers in Welsh League football for maybe not history, but certainly for a very long time. He did win the top goal scorer, so he will have the first and second top goal scorers in the league. They have 67 goals between them this season. So God help the rest of the league. And who's this Daniel Griffiths guy? Is he any good? No, he's 28, so he's not for us. Yamaguchi wins Young Player of the Year, so well done to Yamaguchi. If we have a look at the award history of that one, we do tend to win this award, you would have to say. Yeah, we've only ever not won it once, so well done to us on that one. We do bring through the youngsters. Goal of the season in the Welsh League was the Marcus Baker goal. I will update you on our goal of the season in the probably next episode. I want to give people a chance to catch up and have a chance to vote. But his goal was goal of the season in the Welsh League. I was named Manager of the Year. Have I ever not been named Manager of the Year? No, I'm... Fair enough. Well done, me. The chairman is pleased with that. Well, if you're pleased with that, mate, stop accepting bids for our best friggin' players, you moron. Alright, and the team of the season, Teniskovic in goal, Allmark up top, and that's it. I mean, we do tend to rotate a lot, which I'm sure is the reason for that. But there we go. That is the Welsh League Awards wrapped up for the year. Yeah, pretty much a clean sweep by Allmark. Alright, so the Europa League has finished up. Schalke did go on to make the final. Looks like they're very unlucky, but they did actually lose the final. So, we'll say we're the third best team in the Europa League this year, perhaps. Valencia 2-0 in the final over Schalke. So that's Europa League done for the year. You can see there's the review. We were the biggest overachievers, which is nice, but doesn't ultimately mean too much, does it? So I thought we might use this opportunity to sort of review how the Welsh season wound up as well. In the end, it was Cardiff Met Uni that went on to make Europe. That's a little bit annoying because it's going to be difficult to loan them players because obviously they're an amateur team. I really did want FM20, who we of course loaned Maurice and Daniel Owens to this year, and that still wasn't enough. And of course Wade's going to leave them as well. So maybe we need to reconsider whether FM20 is our project club. We might need to, as much as it pains me to do so, put our lot in with Bengal City. But yeah, so there we go. That's how the Welsh Premier League wound up. We're going to have a look and see it's Clondundo and Carmarthen that are going down, and they were really, really not good enough for the league this year, were they? If we go down, we can see it's Cefn Druid, so they're coming back up. They absolutely ran away with the North. Ruthen was kind of were next best, and then it was daylight to everybody else. And if we go down to the south, and we can see that it's Haverfordwest, our affiliate club. Now, we do have a lot of players out on loan with them. I'm assuming now if they come up, that's going to end that affiliation, and we might. I'll see if it's worth getting another one. The problem with amateur teams is that that's not really where we want to be sending. We want them to go out to a professional club to get the full-time training. But anyway, it's Haverfordwest, and it's Cefn Druids that are coming up to join us in the Premier League next season, and it's Cardiff Met Uni joining the New Saints, Bengal City, and ourselves in Europe. And the winner of the European Golden Shoe is, from Bala Town, Damien Olma. Well, thank you. Thank you. This is really, really unexpected. Unfortunately, Damien can't be with us this evening. He's currently tied up elsewhere. And if anyone from the club is watching right now, please pass on my congratulations to Damien and release him to celebrate. I really, really encourage him to be unshackled and let his hair down in celebration. And again, this is just really, really so unexpected. Thank you. Well, that's unexpected, isn't it? Damien Olmark is Europe's top marksman. He has won the Golden Shoe. He has obviously 47 goals. He was ahead of Rayo and Pietro Pellegrini. Yeah, I certainly didn't see this coming. Look at some of these other names that are here. Erling Haaland, Morata, Lukaku, Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, Suarez, and of course, Damien Olmark. So well done to you. It really was just an incredible season, wasn't it? And his name is forever engaunched in history. Well, probably more not engaunched, but advanced forward into history. But there we go. We've passed all the financial fair play regulations. We've had to pay some taxes, so that goes to the NHS. And here we go with the end of season commercial summary. We have a new commercial deal worth $100,000 a year, which is almost double what it was previously. Sponsorship is up a little bit. Hospitality, prawn sandwich is roughly the same. Match day revenue is roughly the same. Broadcast revenues have gone up a little bit. Competition prize money has gone up about $500,000, so that's good. And player shirt sales, we sold just over $6,000 worth of sales. Williamson was the top with York, Vukovic, Mackmeyer. How is Mackmeyer not top? I want a Mackmeyer Bala Town jersey. And Lolo, they are the top 5. So well done to everybody. But Damien Olmark, Europeans Golden Shoe, I am expecting bids from Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Bayern Munich at any second. Okay, we have the updated European rankings for the end of the season. Now, the actual Welsh League has improved in reputation, up 6 places to 33rd. If we go and have a quick look at that there, we're still a 2.5-star league, which is, I think, where we were previously. But that's only half a star off the championship in England, so not so much for us, but for the other teams in the league. Hopefully, they will be able to get some better players. We're at roughly the level of the Irish Premier League. And if we go up sort of 2 more spots, we go up to a 3-star league, and then that hopefully will, help improve things a little bit further for the rest of the league to be able to then, attract better players. Of course, the wages are going to be the big problem, aren't they? But the European club rankings, we've moved up 21 places to 38th, so that is incredible. 38th best club in Europe right now, and we've still got 3 seasons here where we're not defending too many points. So I don't know how much further we can go up, because you can see here, the points do start to go up rapidly now. You're at teams who are regularly getting into the knockout rounds of Europe on a regular basis. But we've got 3 more seasons where if we can get sort of an extra 5 or 6 points each season, that's going to be 18 points. So that'll take us up to, rough maths, into the mid 60s. So that would take us up to sort of top 25-ish. And that would be obviously ridiculous for a Welsh team. Now, if we have a look at the national rankings and qualification, if we have a look at qualification places here, Wales are currently in 20th, and we'll have a look at the points in just a second. If we can get up to 17th, that would mean we skip around in Champions League qualifying, which would be nice. That would be the only difference. But if we can get to 16th, if we can catch the Greeks, that would be a second team in qualifying for the Champions League. It would also mean a team moving from the Euro 2 Cup into the Europa League. Now, it's unlikely that a Welsh team would do much, in early days, but just having them there would be extra money for the league as well. Unfortunately, it would probably go to TNS, but this season it wouldn't have. So, but if we have a look at the actual coefficient points, they're in 20th now. To get to the Greeks, they have 27 points coming into this season. Wales has just under 20. Last season, for example, we had 6.5 points. They had 5.5 points. So we are potentially able to catch them. Season before that, we had just over 5. They had 7. Is that them? They had 7.1. So they pulled out a little bit further there. So if we can keep getting out of the group stage, we just need that 1 or 2 other Welsh teams to go a little bit further in Euro 2 Cup. And the Greek league is very, very catchable. That means Ukraine is very catchable. But we can't do it by ourselves. We need some other teams in the league to help us. Alright, we have had the Champions League draw. Our first qualifying opponent is Slovan Bratislava. Now, I feel like they're not the easiest we could have got. Slovakian champions, Slovenian champions, Slovakian champions. They do have a number of players retiring, so maybe it won't be as difficult as it could be. But yeah, I feel like it could have maybe been a little bit easier for us, that one. And if we were to get through that, you can see the second round draw here. If we have a quick look, it's against Latvian or Macedonian opposition. Now, we've destroyed Macedonian opposition. I think was that even last season. So I feel like our second round draw is almost easier than the first round draw. But yeah, we'll deal with that when it gets here. But Slovan Bratislava, they are our opponents. Now, we have had bids start coming in. We've had to protest a bid already for Williamson. It was down here somewhere. Where are we here? While I look for it, there was a bit of a nasty injury for Griffin McMenemy. He slipped a disc, so he's pretty much missing for pre-season. Here it is here from Watford. So it was 6.5 million. We've protested it. Yeah, I don't know what to do. It's just, yeah. Hopefully we'll be able to fend them off. The window is open. It's June 19th in game. I don't even know really where to strengthen the squad. I think we could maybe do with strengthening the midfield. That was maybe the area where we lacked. We have got our budgets, 15.5 million to spend. We've got about 100 grand a week to spend on wages as well. Like I said at the start, I just feel like my main concern this summer is just trying to keep our squad together, and I don't want to spend too much money in case we need to end up going big to sort of try and get in a striker that can replace Williamson or Big Mac. But so far, so good. Though Williamson, we've had to protest a bid, which means the next one, they won't will let us protest it. Okay, the transfer window has opened and we have 2 players arriving. We already knew about Marcus Wade. He's a decent young player. We've signed him, of course, from FM20. We did pay them a fee, even though his contract was up, so hopefully that'll help them. He's prolific in the Welsh League. He is second to Allmark only in terms of goals. So what we've done, in a sense, is have just massively weakened our opposition and strengthened ourselves, which isn't really the point of this. But yeah, Marcus Wade is at the club, and he's going to be very useful. That is for sure. And the other person that we've signed now, I said I did want to strengthen midfield. We've signed Thomas Quinn on a free transfer from Bournemouth, and I'm very hopeful that this guy is going to be sort of a bit of a difference maker for us in Europe. My plan is that I'm thinking he becomes our deep-lying playmaker. He kind of takes Sam York's spot in the European team, which is a bit of a shame. But we needed an upgrade there, and as I said, I think this guy is that upgrade. 6.25 grand on a 4-year deal, sorry. Did I add in a minimum release fee? I did. This is I forget whose name it was. Sorry, you know who you are in the comments. It was someone in the comments who suggested I can't remember your name, from my Romanian friend, anyway, in the comments. I can't remember your name. I'm really, really sorry. It's there. If I think of it, I'll mention it in future episodes. But anyway, he suggested to add a minimum release fee into contracts so that the board might be less likely to accept offers less than the release fee. So that's what we're doing from now on. I mean, it can't make anything worse, can it? If we get £60 million for a player, then we'll be absolutely cheering. But anyway, I'm really, really hopeful he's going to be a good player for us. Capped under 19 levels in England. He's played a couple of games in the Premier League, but not really broken into the Bournemouth team. And to be honest, I don't know why. I think he's an absolute star. So that is really good news for us. The other news is that Montgomery, we have extended his loan contract for this season upcoming. So that's obviously a really good signing for us at left back. And what that does now mean as well is if a bid comes in for Norrington Davies, who is now over 30 and in the last year of his contract, we can accept it and already have sort of someone ready to step in there. Now, we did, with the transfer window open, we did have a bid come in for Mackmeyer from Atletico Madrid. I panicked as soon as I saw it. I had to click on it to see, but he was okay with us rejecting the bid, and the board didn't accept it. So 2.8 is what he's at right now. So, yeah, hopefully that will continue. Goddard has had a few bids come in for him, but nothing major. Yamaguchi's had some low bids come in, but nothing we can't fend off. And they're sort of the main guys right now. It's the Tommy Williamson bid that we protested. That's the worry, but he did sign a new contract. Did I mention that he signed a new contract? Can't remember if I did. Tommy Williamson signed a new contract. 5-year deal, and again, he has now the £60 million release fee, so I'm hoping that will fend off any potential suitors in the future. As I said, windows open, free transfers to be had. I'm expecting things to pick up now. Alright, a quick out to update you on Ian Chaney has left the club. He was a little bit of a panic buy from Celtic. He's gone for £675,000. He was our top paid player, or certainly coming into the season he was on $6,500 a week. So we just wanted to get him out. We've made a loss. As I said, it was a panic buy. When Callum Connolly left, we needed a right winger. So I went after Chaney. He wasn't bad for us. It's not like he was a bad player. He's just not what we need in terms of a right winger anymore. I think we need a little bit more than just physical attributes, and he can't pass the ball, so he's not a midfielder as far as I'm concerned. So Ian Chaney has left Bala Town. Alright, we have a departure to announce, and it's a sad one in a way. Adam Maurice has left us. He's joined Larne. £130,000 we got for him. He has been a really, really good player for us, but you can tell just by looking at him here, he's not at our standard anymore. He wasn't a wag either, which meant there wasn't too much point keeping him. But what a signing he has been. We signed him for £26,000 all the way back in 2023-24. We're now in the year 2029. He had 5 good years with us, a season last year off with Afan Lido. And I tell you, I wish him nothing but the best in his future career endeavours. We've added him to the Legends shortlist, so we'll keep an eye on how his career develops. I just think he's been a really, really good player for us. It really did help take us up to sort of into the professional football and becoming somewhat of a force in Europe. He had some good moments for us in Europe as well, didn't he? So that is Adam Maurice. Now another out to catch you up on quickly is Nuit Gell has left again on loan. Back to Germany at Darmstadt. Same deal, 100 grand for the season, wages paid. I don't think he's ever going to play for us, if I'm honest. He can't get a work permit, and as long as we signed him for free, we've already got 300 grand for him without paying any wages. So we'll probably just do that and look to sell him on at the end of his contract if we can, to be honest. You can see he's probably not good enough. It's second division Spanish and German football. He's averaged 6.62, so he's consistent. I just think... we'll just, it probably is what it is, and we'll just keep making money off loaning him out. Now, we have had our first leg of our Champions League, our first qualifying round against Slovan Bratislava. I've been watching Loki too much, haven't I? Let's go and see how that went, and if we've put the tie to bed. We took the lead when Jan Averman picked out Tommy Williamson. Before Averman got on the end of a low free kick to double our lead. Ignatievic crossed for Robert Riola to make it 3-0. And One Me made it 4. Slovan Bratislava pulled one back in first half stoppage time, but Riola's second. And Williamson's solo effort quickly killed off any chance of a comeback before Heinz Mackmeyer made it 7. So there we go, the first leg has essentially killed that off. It was a really, really good performance from us, to be honest. Wade made his debut off the bench, which was good to see. Quinn made his debut in the starting lineup, which again was good to see. He played really, really well as well. Riola, who hasn't played in Europe for us before because he came in January last year, and I think he picked up an injury as well, didn't he? So he did really well with 2 goals. Mackmeyer, Williamson, it was a really, really good performance. Yamaguchi, you can see 5 key passes starting the game for us in midfield. Second leg becomes a little bit of just an exercise in getting the job finished, and we'll look to change things up a little bit. We went with the one up top and sort of the league formation for this one. So yeah, just a really, really good performance. Alright, we'll be back when there's something more, or it might just be the second leg highlights. We have breaking news out of Bala town this evening as the club announced the loan signing of Manchester City's Bulgarian international midfielder Vasil Dimov. Now, for more on this story, we cross live to Charles Hogan. And Charles, what can the fans expect from this player?
Yeah, thanks, Nigel. Look, manager Aussie Villain reckons the fans should be excited. He has described the player as possibly the best to ever wear a Bala shirt, and is said to be delighted that he's beaten several La Liga clubs to his signature.
Alright, well, here we go. Now, to say I'm excited about this guy is just a massive understatement. I've actually been trying to sign him for a number of seasons since we played against him when he was at Ludogorets. How many seasons ago was that now? We played them in Europe. You can see he's a star player who could still improve. He could improve a lot. It's the most we've ever paid a player, almost $8,000 a week. He's a B+ signing, but let's have a look at what we've signed here. And he's genuinely like a maybe not world class, but he is genuinely good. He can play as a striker. He'll be playing in midfield in Europe next to Quinn. This guy will be the advanced forward. Quinn will be the deep lying playmaker, advanced playmaker, I should say. This guy will be. But look at this. He's got passing and vision. He's got work rate, a first touch, technique, determination. The only weakness is jumping reach and strength, but we'll just make sure he's nowhere near a defensive set piece, and I don't think it'll matter. I'm so excited by this guy signing. I'm beginning to think this could be the year we get out of the group in the Champions League if we have a little bit of luck. He played for Manchester City's first team a little bit last year. I'm hoping if he's 21 and not playing in their first team that he might be someone we could look to sign. The obvious downfall to that is going to be the $78,000 a week that he's currently on, which needless to say we can't afford to pay that. But oh, I'm so excited for this guy. Alright, now we have played the second leg of our qualifier against Slovan Bratislava again, between Slovan Bratislava. It's a tongue twister, that one, easy for you to say. Let's go see how the second leg went. We took a lead when Lee Goddard poked home a loose ball. Thomas Quinn bent in a stunning first Bala goal to double our advantage, before Mackmeyer made it 3-0 at half-time. Marcus Wade's long-range effort went in early in the second half for his first Bala goal, before Allmark and Mackmeyer combined for our fifth. And Vukovic crossed for Allmark to get a European goal. But Slovan Bratislava got a late consolation. So there we go, very, very comfortable in the end, 13-2 on aggregate. Obviously the 2 is a little bit of a disappointment, but this was very much a rotated team. Marcus Wade got a start, got his first goal. Thomas Quinn, what a strike that was. And yeah, I'm really Quinn and Dimov in midfield. Mackmeyer did quite well. Allmark got himself a European goal. Really, really happy with that. And it's going to be Riga in the next round. I think what I'll do is I don't expect that to be close either. So we'll play through the second qualifying round and we'll sort of start next episode from the third round. Yeah, I'm not sure if we're going to do any more in terms of signings. I'm relatively happy with what we have now. It's going to be a little bit of squad planning on my part now. The squad's too big, it always is. It's the biggest squad in world football, and that's not even including the under-18s or under-19s. So I'm going to do some squad clearing out here, plan who's going to be actually a player we want in the first team, who's going to be in the WAGs, and everybody else we're going to have to start and do a bit of a cull. Alright, we have the first of our loanees out in our Improved Welsh Football Initiative, and it is Connor Gwynedd, off to FM20 for the year. We're not charging them anything, no fee, no wages. You may remember him from our run, the Wags run to the Cup final last season. He started most of those games, he's a good finisher. Hopefully he'll be able to replace Wade's goals for them and make them a strong team. They're not in Europe this year, so it's not gonna matter too much for this particular year. But hopefully he'll develop a worst case scenario and have a good season for them. Now we have played the first leg of our second qualifying round against Riga of Latvia. Let's go see how that went. Veselin Dimov took 7 minutes to open his Bala account before Jan Averman and Heinz Mackmeyer had us 3-0 up inside 20 minutes. And Robert Riola made it 4-0 at half-time. Averman got his second early in the second half before completing his hat-trick on the hour. So there we go, another very, very comfortable first leg performance. Dimov looks an absolute star. The whole team played well, but look at that. 5 chances created, 8 key passes, a goal as well. I'm really, really excited about this team. So there we go. The second leg is effectively sort of a formality. So we'll rotate again, look for match fitness. It's looking really, really good. Alright, we have had another player leave in our Improved Welsh Football Initiative, and that is Will Giggs. He was a decent player for us last season, but we have sort of some young midfielders coming through now that are from our academy. So he's gone out on loan for the season to Barrytown again. No fee, no wages, just hopefully strengthening the rest of the league to try and take TNS well and truly out of European contention. Hopefully he will do a good job. Now, speaking of European football, we've had our second leg against Riga. We, of course, essentially had the tie in the bag. Let's go see how the second leg got on. We took the lead when Venis Lindinov tucked home a loose ball, and Brett Brewerton made it 2-0 at half-time. Marcus Wade headed in our third, before Riga pulled one back when Quinn failed to clear. But we got a fourth through Lee Goddard. So there we go, comfortable as you like. We did go back to sort of our European formation in this one just to try and get everybody used to playing it. We weren't, we created a lot of chances. We didn't look as good though. We maybe should have conceded no goals, but we did concede one. So it does have me thinking our winger's the way to go. But again, I think against the better teams we saw last season, we were competitive. We stayed in games. Playing with that back 5, but maybe against these weaker teams it really isn't the way to go. But we're into the next round and we have our opponents, and that will be of course next episode. And if we come up to the top here, it's going to be, we've played them before, I'm pretty sure, Astana in the third qualifying round. So that is a tie that looks very winnable. So yeah, let's hope that we can see that through and get ourselves into the playoff round yet again, and hopefully we can find ourselves going into that Champions League group stage. We have about a week or so to go game time, I think, before we call it an episode. I'm trying to get a few players out. I'm obviously still looking to bring players in if we can strengthen, and yeah, there's going to be some more movement, I think.
David, something's wrong, mate. Everything's going to plan this summer. It doesn't feel right. Hello? Yeah, Naverman, how can I help you, mate? Yeah, Augsburg did make a bid for you, mate, but I rejected it, so you're welcome. Why would you want to play for a mid-table Bundesliga club? Oh, right, you're German. Well, I'll tell you what, if they come back in with a bid of 5 million, I'll accept it. Alright, well, 2.5 million then. Look, I'll tell you what, mate, 1.7 million, because I like you, but I'll tell you what, you're making a mistake. But I've got to go, I'm getting another call here. Hello? Mr. Chairman, what have you done? St. Etienne came in with a bid for Mackmeyer, 7.25 million, and you accepted it, didn't you? Yeah, alright, well you know how this works, I'm protesting. Yes, I don't know what you were thinking either. Alright, bye sir. Never mind, David.
So there we go. Hans Mackmeyer did have a bid accepted. We protested. The board have they've gone away with that. They're happy to not do it for now, but very, very worrying signs, isn't it? Coming in towards the beginning of our Champions League campaign proper. So hopefully that is the last we've heard of that, but it's unlikely to be, isn't it? The other bids that we've had come in is for Jan Averman. We were able to reject these bids, but he did in the end want to leave. So what we've done is he wanted to go to Augsburg, is it? So 1.7 million is what we had to accept for that. Freiburg came in, so we upped them a little bit. So they're 2.5. So hopefully he goes to, if he is going to leave, which it looks like he is, he goes to the team that's paying a little bit more for him. It's a shame, but we could probably do better, to be honest. And we signed him for 500,000, so we're going to make a nice little profit on him. And so be it. It is what it is. There's not much we can do if they want to leave. Some other transfers. The window itself has been busy, but not necessarily anything too outstanding. You can see Tenoskovic has had bids come in. Goddard, O'Halloran, Ignatievic has been wanted in the Middle East. Lolo's been wanted back in Spain. Murphy, I'm trying to get rid of. We had a fee agreed with Reading for £2 million, and he rejected their contract. I think Ryan Murphy is someone that we're not necessarily going to use too much now. So if we can get him out, we will do. Averman, as we can see, is leaving. Criado, another one. We have too many players. He's someone we can look to move on, so hopefully he's going to move out. Not too much of a fee, only 350 grand, but there's a 50% sell on there. And obviously we've seen Heinz Mackmeyer with a bid come in. The other players to have left, if we go and have a look at the players who were released from their contract, the big one here I think is Malone. He was a decent player, but he wasn't good enough. He wasn't a wag, so off he goes. Stewart, the goalkeeper, left. I had high hopes for him. He's gone to the New Saints. Another enemy of football. He wasn't quite good enough for us, so he's gone off to the New Saints, as you can see. Gavin Saxon, another one of the youngsters, he's gone off to Haverfordwest. Ben Jones, he's gone off to Haverfordwest, so we're going to be seeing these guys again in the league this year. And John Richards, who was the right back that took us to, he was the Wags right back. He left because he wasn't quite good enough. But he has yet to find himself another club. So let's go and have a look at the team that we have then coming in to this season. Obviously, the transfer window is still opened. But right now, we have up top Tommy Williamson, who we know can play up there and will do so in Europe. Heinz Mackmeyer. We have Damien Allmark. We know what a star he can be, and he will hopefully, once he's out of that Apgara suite, get himself the 50 league goals or 48 league goals this season. Rene Felge is still here for this year. Marcus Wade, of course, comes in. He is a useful player for us. Simon Tate, I am looking to sell as well, so they're sort of the main guys that we'll have up front this year, and a couple of other youngsters as well. The number 10 role, obviously Tommy Williamson can play there, as can Ryan Murphy if he stays, but I think he'll be leaving. Dimov can play there, as can Ewan Dixon, club captain, of course, and Vukovic could play in there at a stretch, and there's again some youngsters that could. If we look on the right side, Averman leaving would be a blow. We will probably have to try and get somebody in, only because if we're looking below that, we've got left-footed Vukovic, we've got a left-footed Riola who can all play over there, but obviously left-footed isn't ideal. We want them for the other side. Baker can play over there. We know we have Ap Gareth, obviously. Criado, if he leaves, obviously won't be available, so we probably we'll have a couple of other youngsters again, but I think we will need to strengthen if Averman does go. On the left, we've already seen Riola and Vukovic. We know what they can do. Murphy's probably leaving, so Sean Davies will be sort of the third choice out there, and again, some youngsters who we can give some game time to. Midfield, and this is where we mainly strengthened, and I'm really, really excited with Thomas Quinn and Dimov as the two central midfielders in Europe. Let me know what you guys think. I think they could be very, very good for us. Murphy, as we know, could leave. Lolo can play in midfield if we need him to. Other options are Curtis Owen. Tommy Williamson obviously can play back here. Sam York can play up in midfield as well. We obviously have Brett Brewerton, and we also have Yamaguchi. We're keeping him over what's his face, Murphy, basically. He's younger, room to improve still, so we're sort of going with the youngster on that one. And Buckley, of course, who came through, Buckley, I guess his name is, who came through our academy last season. We've called him up into the senior team. I think he's good enough to play, certainly as a wagon in the league, so he's going to get some game time. And again, there's other youngsters that can play in midfield if we need them. Central defence, we know we have Juan Mi. We know we have Lee Goddard, though he has picked up a bit of an injury at the start of the season. KDH, we know he's a decent player for us. Griffith McMenemy, another youngster here in Ben Evans that's in the first team squad for this season. We also have, of course, Lolo. We also have O'Halloran, Wanmi's in there twice. Gosney, who again, he wants to leave. I'm trying to get a move for him, but I want to make sure we get a decent fee for him. And the other one is Dale Morgan, though he is more of a left back and he's also picked up an injury at the start of the season. Speaking of left backs, Montgomery is first choice this season ahead of Norrington Davies, who again, I wouldn't be against selling. His contract's up the end of this year, so rather than lose him for nothing, but if he stays, he stays. That's fine. I don't think we'll be renewing him though. We know Ryan Burke has signed on for the rest of his career as a backup for us, and we have Dale Morgan, who he said is injured, and of course Dan Robson, who is a youngster and will be the Wags left back this season. Over to the right, Ignatievic, we know what he can do. He was really solid for us last season. Other options, Lee Goddard, who can play over here, and we've seen him play over there a little bit in European qualifiers. Jake O'Halloran can play over there. Cameron is sort of the main backup guy, though I'm beginning to think maybe we might need to look to do a little bit better. He's not quite developed how I was hoping. And the other guy, of course, right now is Connor Gosney, and again, he wants to move, so if we can get him a move, we will. If not, we're paying him £850 a week. I'd be more than happy to keep him. And if we go back to goalkeepers, Teniskovic is the undisputed number one this season. Dimitri Hughes is his backup. And then we have two youngsters that are WAG eligible in Burgess, who was the WAG's goalkeeper last year, and Gordon, who was out on loan last year. But again, he comes in as an option for the Wags as well. So that is the team we have coming into the season. Let me know how you think it is, how you think we've strengthened. I'm really, really excited about the midfield. I think we have a really good team coming into Europe this season. Losing Averman would be a blow, but we'll do our best to strengthen. But that's it for today, guys. If you have enjoyed that, please do hit thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you next time as we face Astana in the Champions League qualifiers third round. Take care.